You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV Network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith Johnson.
The AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California. Presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AfterBuzz TV's Nashville After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AfterBuzz TV's Nashville After Show.
We're wired! Oh boy, we are fired up after that episode. Hey guys, welcome to the AfterBuzz After Show for Nashville Season 2, Episode 19, called Crazy. I'm your host, JJ Jurgens, and joined here tonight, we have the whole crew here.
Yeah!
Party!
Hey you guys, hey you guys.
Hey there.
I'm so happy to be back. My name's Keetin Marchi. I hope you missed me.
Hi you guys, Whitney Lane.
Hey everyone, Violet Kanian.
Yay!
Yay!
Oh boy, so much tonight. We are so pleased with tonight's episode. So much good stuff. We hope you guys liked it too.
It was crazy.
Yeah. What?
So good.
Appropriately titled Crazy. They brought it. All right, let's begin talking about Zoe and Gunnar and kind of Zoe's new.
What kind of paycheck? What would you do? What would you do?
My gosh.
You open that and he has no idea what he's opening, and it's just like, you got a check for $400 grand.
I can't even fathom that amount of money.
Yeah,
I can't. I don't. I would probably do it. Like that would be my first. Like in my head was like, let's go to Paris. Like I'd be like, let's go somewhere. Like not like out of here that I can afford it. I don't know.
Zoe was not into the Paris idea.
Well,
I know, she was like, okay, let's calm down. Let's think about, what is there to think about? You're holding $400,000 in your
I
hand.
would die. I would literally, like, put it out there, people. Just put it out there.
Yeah.
We'll be getting those $400,000 checks.
I would be doing definitely the jumping on the couch like they did when I initially heard.
It was cute.
And I think maybe a little like just saw the whole Timberlake Beal renting a yacht going jet skiing thing in the out this week. I think I'd go for something like that.
Let's at least go to a nice dinner.
Crazy, yeah.
Like, that's first things first. Let's go out.
Yeah.
I'd want to spend $5 grand. I just would want to just like throw down the
I'd go
$5 somewhere.
shopping. I mean, I would go buy every handbag I've ever wanted.
Let's just hope
Shoes.
he's got
Shoes.
more #1s coming his way,
Yes.
because that is money in the bank.
Yeah, I don't know.
Go Gunnar.
Yeah.
Gosh. Well, if you want to make money, guys.
Yeah, right.
Write a hit
Go be a
song.
songwriter. I thought it was
so easy.
cute.
So
Maybe we'll have to
easy.
come up with one next week when we're sitting around
Yeah,
here.
right.
I'm sure that'd be so good. Oh man, and then Zoe, I mean, she's trying to be.
Yeah. Well, how about
singer.
him now using his money to do her demo? Would you guys think
I thought
about
that was so cute.
I
That
think in a
was
second though, he was like,
adorable.
"Ooh, should I have done that?
Right? I saw the look in his eyes.
Because
He was
really, our band's disheveled now.
Yep.
I'm putting her up with some good recording here, and she may leave me
Yeah.
And
go
nobody
to LA.
wants to hear Gunnar by himself.
Oh, it's so
It
sad.
is sad, but I feel like that band is coming back. Like it was too good, and I just think their chemistry is too much fun. That band will be back, if not by the end of the season, early next season.
If it's not the
Hope
band, it's
so.
him and Scarlett. Because we know they were a duo to be reckoned with.
Yeah.
That is true.
And she needs somebody.
I think
at this
that
point.
could be happening. Yeah.
I like that.
I like it.
I like
too.
it.
I mean,
Yeah.
I secretly write the show anyway. So.
That's true.
I really
do.
I really just want to like Gunnar again. I haven't liked
Yeah.
him for a while now.
We haven't gotten a little crazy for him at all.
And I was so head over heels for Gunnar in last season, and I just hated him. He's just so annoying.
It's him and Zoe. It doesn't
Yeah.
work for me anymore. And it really never did, because I thought, I mean, we've talked about it and kind of beat a dead horse about this, but I just don't like them together. I'm done with it.
Yeah.
So LA may be the answer for her, and maybe she'll be successful out there with a different pop sound instead of country or something.
I think he's lost some of his strength. I mean, now he's always so like giddy about everything, and so like just spastic a little bit, you know, and I think he was more grounded and I think more like down to earth with Scarlett and just, so I would like to see the old Gunner come back.
And he was a little wounded. I kind of liked, like, when he was with Scarlett, he was a little wounded, so you kind of were like, ooh, you got a little
edge
to
him.
Yeah,
they need each other. Those songs they could write now with all the things that have come out in the open.
Damn.
Some serious #1 hits.
Seriously.
So maybe. Let's hope.
What did you guys think of Zoe's song?
I honestly don't even remember it.
Yeah.
Was it a song that's already out? Like, she didn't make that up, right? She just sings covers because she wants to sing backup right now.
I don't know. I think that was an original. I think that was an original. I have no idea.
I don't know. I don't know this song.
I don't either.
No idea.
Let us know, you guys.
It could have been a hymn because she does sing a lot of hymns. But yeah, I don't know.
It was better when she got into it a little bit, but I mean, but it wasn't something catchy that we walked away like really
like
singing
Goodbye
or being
Trouble.
into. Yeah.
Or it also wasn't as bad as like the one they would need to stop playing.
Was
somebody
or something like that?
Stop playing that song. Somebody stop it.
I swear if that ends up being the #1 song on iTunes, something's wrong with all of us. Oh, goodness.
All right, well, let's go ahead and dive into Scarlett's mom coming back. Ooh, what
Beverly.
an evil lady Beverly is.
Beverly.
Scary,
I
right?
completely forgot that she's Deacon's sister because she was like, my brother's out here. And
Makes
I was like,
sense, though,
it took me a while to connect.
Yes. Both have some issues that obviously stem from their childhood.
Yeah.
She's scary.
I didn't even think of that.
She
all making
is
sense
terrifying.
I screamed.
Yeah, you did.
Because it's scary to watch someone, like, I literally thought she was going to smack her. I couldn't tell. She's abusive. Like, it's such a scary thing. And no wonder, here we are talking about how needy and meek and weak Scarlett is. And it's like, we always have to remember there's always a backstory to everybody's life. And it's like, here it comes. And we all feel like crap. But at least we know why she is the way she is.
Yeah, explains so much. And great acting on her part because she had all of us scared. Like, right away, we're like, okay, we've only seen like 2 minutes of her and we hate her and we're scared of her and we want her to go away.
I truly wonder how they treated each other on set as actors, because every single scene those two were in were so emotionally charged in such a negative way.
Yeah.
And I think what was so scary about Beverly is that she could switch like that. Like it was like, I mean, and it was like almost like in her eyes. Like it was like, have you guys ever seen Finding Nemo? And you know how the shark Bruce like smells blood and his eyes just turn black. It was like that's like what Beverly did, and like one thing would set her off, and she would just go. And I was like,
and that's credit to her acting. I mean,
well, you guys, she was on Friday Night Lights.
Oh, okay.
Best show of all times. And I just watched her on Sex and the City before I came here tonight, so girl knows how to
Dylan
act.
Panthers.
She is amazing, though. She played that very well, and obviously we were all very convinced.
Very convinced.
Yeah.
I was so tense. I'm just like, oh my gosh, don't hurt her.
Yeah.
I want to see her and Deacon and see how they interact and see their history, because Deacon is a good man, and he's really good to Scarlett, and I'm sure he knows everything.
Oh, absolutely.
And he kind of has become that guy she leans on, the family member she leans on. So what happened between him and his sister?
Because obviously he's not talking to her, because Beverly tries to get all of her information about everything going on with Deacon and that town from Scarlett.
She would just pinch her, you guys.
Oh, I saw that. Oh my god.
And then she like literally, she just
goosebumps.
can't handle it. Everywhere she would look, she'd see her mom's face just kind of hitting her down, you know, like the insecurities.
Yeah, and her mom, just we're talking about, we're like, how'd she even know where she was at? They were in Chicago, and she shows up at her, her hotel room. But then to also like bogart everything that she's done, get up on stage with her band and
It's
rehearsal.
sick. There's no let me be proud of my daughter. I'm so proud of what you've done. It's because of me that you are doing this.
Right.
I had you. Too bad I couldn't follow my career. It's like, oh my gosh, how much you resent your child. And we see that flashback of her putting her in like a, what was that?
Like
locked her in a closet,
like in a
basically.
closet, cupboard under the stairs.
Like that's no one, you guys. Oh, it's so sad.
It was so sad.
And then, well, what's she going to turn to besides pills and alcohol? Which I guess it kind of runs in the family.
Right.
Yeah. Something to escape what's actually happening to you.
I mean, she tried to tell
Juliette.
Yeah. Whoa. Yeah, she tried to tell Juliette, you know, I don't want to go on stage, and Juliette thought, oh, it's just the mom being annoying or a drunk or whatever, like her mom was. But no, I think she finally saw, there's a little bit more to this.
That scene, I haven't been really pissed off at Juliette in a while. Like, really pissed off. And the fact that she didn't get up and, like, because it was a personal thing, Juliette saw something in Scarlett that, like, she had empathy for Scarlett, which I don't think she's ever had. And it just broke my heart that Juliette didn't get up and, like, give her a hug and say, let's talk about this. I don't know. It just, that irked me. That Juliette not doing that just really set me off.
I wouldn't think she would, though, because they're such different people, and Juliette responded to what happened to her in a very, like, I'm going to ignore it, I'm strong, I'll get out there and do it. But Scarlett's completely the opposite.
But Scarlett walked in, and Juliette's texting Maddie. If you ever need to talk about anything, you let me know.
But last week she was jealous of Scarlett and Avery. You know what I mean? Like, they just have that relationship where it's like, Juliette's not going to be that girl who's like, oh, let me hug you. She's just not. I think that would take time.
And there are top radio people in the audience, so she's like, okay, you need to perform like this. If you're going to perform one night, this is going to be the night.
Well, that's where I'm kind of on your side on that part, is because I thought she says, I, more than anybody, understand what you're going through with your mother and mother issues. But then to not ask her, well, what is it, or what happened? Like, she says that, and then she proceeds to tell her that there's top radio people in the audience to add more pressure.
Right.
Yeah, so I would think, I agree with you that I felt like I wanted her to ask her more, get into, comfort. I mean, I didn't expect her to get up and give her a hug, but I wanted her to, like, at least open the door to let her talk about it, because clearly, she knows that she shouldn't be asking to not go out there, so it had to be something really serious that happened.
I don't know. Juliette's just not that girl. She's not. I mean, the only person we've ever seen her be vulnerable with is Avery and Glenn occasionally.
Maddie.
She's not vulnerable with her, though. She tries to be a role model.
She's support.
Which is,
so she can take on that role.
Right, that's someone who's a lot younger than her, too, not a peer that she was jealous of. It's just Juliette. But, like, yes, I think she needed to do it. She didn't. And I also think someone needed to get out there way before she broke down in front of everyone. Like, stop staring at her. Everyone's booing her. They're starting to video her crying. Get out there. Avery tried, and then all the Wentworth dude getting up in his face. I mean, it's just too much, but, like...
Why the hell would not... Like, I would feel like a band member. This is what it seemed very unrealistic to me. I feel like when people travel, like, and do tours, they get very close to their band members. Why would a band member not go up and grab her and ask... I don't know. That was a little unbelievable for me, Nashville. Please fix it in the future.
Well, and the band could have also just kept playing, and they could have covered it, and then one of them taken her off while, like, just keep the music up or whatever.
Aren't there curtains or something? Come on.
I know. The way that stage was, it was a weird kind of...
I think it was shocking,
But turn the lights down.
Exactly,
I think it was a shock, though. People were like, wait, what's happening? Is she crying? I mean, at first I was like, wait, what's she going to do?
Yeah. I mean,
but Avery, he did the best he could. Well, however, he was still down there on his knees. She's holding onto the piano and can't even get off the stage because everywhere she looks, she sees her mom. I mean, that's just, I don't even know what that means for Rayna's label.
I think what that means for what Scarlett is suffering from is, like, PTSD. That's what that's what I think that she's dealing with the mom situation. I also, like, so this is kind of, it's not funny, but talk about having no vanity as an actress. Like, that was an ugly cry. That was a very, very ugly cry, and she just went there. I was like, what? Like, it made me uncomfortable watching her.
When she was singing, when she was doing her the sound check, I thought that was an ugly performance, but it was so perfect.
Scary.
I thought the same thing. I was like, she's going there, and that's awesome.
Yeah. And she sounded amazing during that. That's so much emotion and just such power in her voice. It was one of my favorite times of seeing, hearing her sing.
Yeah.
No wonder she's trying to get away, people. Let's just hope that, I don't even know. Somebody's got to figure it out. And Avery's probably the one that knows her and the history the most. And then Juliette's going to get in the way of that because of, I don't know. It's just a hot mess.
Yeah, and it is hard for me to see everybody always going to pills and drinking. Right. And, it's like, okay, well, now we have the whole Juliette and her mom thing, like reverse, roles where now Scarlett's the one doing the pills. And then
luckily it's not Deacon, people.
Thank goodness.
How can we not talk about Deacon?
Well, before we dive into him, because we'll save them for the last, what did you guys think about Charles Wentworth's return?
I think he
Also
is
looking
sexy.
good tonight.
I like to see him
like
come
him.
back.
Good
He's
looking
so
dude.
dirty. He's
I'm not
like,
a fan.
I think he's hot, but his accent, I can't get enough of it. But he is a sketchy dude.
Yes.
I think that's why I can't connect.
I liked them together from the beginning, but I don't see them getting back together now unless he controls basically her career, which I think is what's going to happen.
I agree.
She's going to have to do something to get back on the radio. I don't think he's just going to give that to her.
Yeah, I was so happy to see him come back. 'Cause I'm with you. I loved him from the beginning, and I think they have great chemistry together, and I think they look just hot together. But I was proud of her. I was happy to see her not like jump into bed with him and to say that she had a boyfriend.
Say that she
and
loved.
loved.
Sweet.
Big
But she
steps for
hasn't
her.
told Avery yet that she hasn't told him, right?
That she loves him.
I don't think she has.
I think they did.
I was
They
wondering
did,
about that too.
Last
they
week,
did.
did they? Last week?
I thought so.
In the concert hall when she said, like, you have my heart, like you could ruin me. Remember? I don't know. Regardless,
Yeah, I
he's
can't
got to
remember.
know. But yeah. Oh, Charlie.
Charlie. Yeah.
That's going to
Charlie
be some
bit my-
drama.
I think that every time too. Charlie bit my finger. He definitely this time did though have more, because before I kind of wanted to believe that he was a good guy, even though he was doing some bad things. I'm just naive probably, but I wanted to believe there was some bit of genuine qualities in him, and this time no. I just felt like, yeah, he's naughty. And
This time it's more like
it's a game.
she's not just going to give it to him. Now
Yeah.
again, she's a challenge for him.
He
He's
likes
single.
the chase.
Yep.
He thinks he's way better than Avery, which on paper, maybe so. That's who Juliette would go with. The money, the power.
And he has something that she needs and wants, so.
We'll just have to see. Seems like a solid Avery-Juliette relationship right now. I mean, check out the bath, They were loving each other in that bathtub. Sexy bath.
I don't,
But
something about Avery. Like, I very much like his character now. I do, but something about him, I don't know. Like when he has his hair super sleek back, when he was in that tub, I was like, ooh, no. Something's bugging me about this.
You said you wanted to nibble on his little chin.
I
swear she
that.
did.
I
She
would
said it.
never say that. Oh my god!
You don't
JJ.
have to
I
be
just threw up a little
embarrassed.
bit of the mouth.
So bad. So
I'm
bad.
getting
Man, I
caught
missed
the wrong
this.
way.
Oh, you guys.
On that note, let's hear what you guys think about Avery and then the rest of the show and all the goodness that happens tonight. So go on to iTunes and rate and comment. We'd love to hear what you guys have to say. We got some great comments last week that I want to save to gather some, and then because we have a little gap here, and when we come back, we'll really talk about a lot of the things that you guys mentioned on there. So go to iTunes, rate and comment. We'd love to hear what you have to say.
And there's a lot to be said.
A lot.
Oh,
So for our final topic, let's dive into the guy that we love to talk about.
Deacon. Let's write a song about Deacon.
Maybe we will do that.
Oh, maybe that will be the #1 song that we write.
could it be?
There you go.
All about
Oh my.
his bedhead,
Gosh, he looked
Yeah.
good.
He is
his
so
blue
fun.
eyes.
Thank goodness he
Yes.
didn't drink that drink.
Oh,
Yes.
thank goodness.
You knew it too.
Yeah.
Whitney, like sitting next to her watching this show, the episode will get ruined for you, or like 4
I'm
episodes down the line
do.
will get ruined for you because she just starts to be like, so and so is gonna happen. Next scene, you know, that happens. It's like,
I
damn it,
know
Whitney.
I should be more quiet. My roommate complains about that too. I talk way too much when watching TV. But yeah.
You get them right.
That's a
nice.
surprise.
You get 'em
That
right.
never happens. It's just a show. Maybe I feel like I could just be a part of it,
You can. Yeah.
One day. But yes, let's talk about it. Because he's really just all upset over Megan, which you said, glad she was gone.
Yeah. Well, I was not crying
We're
any
so
tears
happy.
over that
No
one. It was
way.
really nice to have them not together this episode.
But he had no clue what was going on in the news. That his daughter, her video with over 900,000 views, people know, everybody knows. That is Maddie Claiborne.
Did anyone else think the whole View scene was really, really awkward and seemed super, super forced? And
Well, it is.
Yeah.
I know, but it was just like it was just like over the top, like too over. Like like Maria and Mario were on an earlier episode this season, and that like I was like, oh, this is like a real news segment. But the View one just seemed like, thank God Whoopi kind of controlled it and she took it back. I mean, you can tell that woman's winning an Oscar.
Yeah.
She's like, ladies, let me reel this one in. Like,
And I don't think you needed both of them. I mean, it's clearly what the network's doing, but I don't think you need both of them when you then have them in GMA. Yeah, later. It's like, okay, one an episode is probably plenty.
Well, it's like the gossip news. And you see, I mean, there's stuff going down. Maddie's getting pulled by press, like scary stuff.
Yeah.
When Rayna told that press guy, paparazzi, to back off, I was like, whoa.
Good. That's her daughter. That's her baby cub. You can't be messing with that, you know?
don't mess with Mama Bear's cub.
But the scene that got me the most was Daphne. She's so sad.
She's so sweet.
Why don't you want to be my sister? Oh, she's precious.
She's so great. And even when they're all arguing about everything in front of her, and then she's like, I just want to listen.
I hate this.
I hate, like she's so good.
She's gonna be a star.
She's also growing up really quickly with what's happening in her sister's life, you know? And that's got to be tough, too, because it is like that. It's like, why don't you want to be my sister? Why do you want to be this guy's daughter instead? And it's like she feels kind of disconnected.
Right.
But I do love this realization that Maddie's having. Like, Maddie she gets it now. Like it sucks that all this had to happen, but she's just like, but she's kind of been raised well enough where she's like, I made a mistake and I'm sorry and it went too far. And I need to do whatever I can.
And she took that video down.
Yeah, and but now she's owning it, and I respect, and I really like that they're showing a young teenage girl on like a TV show owning a mistake about an online presence.
Right.
I think that's a nice thing, kind of a nice example to show that mistakes happen, and you need to be careful, or this could happen to you.
And Mama's always right.
My problem about it is
Scarlett's
that
mom.
they've made the mistake, like with Teddy being so selfish, it all being about not supporting her music and not. So I think that's what I have a hard time is like, yes, she shouldn't have put her last name on there, but they're so against her, and music is what she loves. So to me, I think they're doing her a disservice as a parent, not supporting the music, and Teddy always pulling that away from her if that's the thing that's going to get her through this.
Yeah.
He's also the worst when it comes down to it. He's not thinking about her at all.
No.
He's like, I'm her father. I'm the one that raised her. It's like, no, you're not. She has a biological father that you kept all this information from him. That's so messed up to think that he shouldn't be a part of her life. And that's what he thinks. And that's what he's saying.
And he says, I'm not going to lose her to him. I'm like, to
That's
her.
her dad. Like, I get that you raised her, but dude, you got to find some room for him. Because Deacon stepped up and acted like a man, and you continue just to make poor decisions, to be honest. I really don't like him.
I think it's totally a personal thing with Teddy and Deacon. So it's like, I'm not going to lose her to him. Like, if it was any other guy, if, it wasn't Deacon, then maybe. And maybe the whole Megan thing was a personal thing.
Can we talk about the worst person, though,
Well,
in this
that's what
entire
we
episode?
have to get to, because there's history with more than just Deacon and Teddy.
Frickin' Luke!
We knew.
Immediately.
Oh my gosh.
Did you think about who must have posted that video back if she took it down?
Is this just clicking for you
Luke
right now?
Wheeler.
No, I don't agree. Because, okay, wait.
Whoa!
Okay,
Whitney,
tell us
come
why.
over here,
Tell us why.
Hold up. Okay, so when Luke and Rayna were talking before, I don't know if it was before or during this whole like online thing happened, and he was like, when we were on the Ferris wheel, 1992, and I just wanted you to notice me, but all you talked about was Deacon.
Okay.
So he has had feelings for her for a really long time. So this,
Correct.
I don't think this was whole like a let me get in her circle, let me get her to trust me, and then backstab her. And
It's not that.
what?
It's him trying to hurt Deacon.
It's him pulling her away from the other people in her life, and I guarantee it to a T. Why would he pull Deacon onto his tour? We're best buds. Obviously, they had such history. If it goes back to seeing how Deacon acted around you, and I've got to go with you to Deacon's house and protect you, and I've got to be there when you talk on GMA. Like, no, you don't. You don't need to be there for any of this. It has nothing to do with you.
And
we were both yelling that at this when he was at the Deacon's house. We're like, what are you doing, Rayna?
Get out.
He does not need to be
Stepping in in front of her.
Yeah.
Get out, Luke.
Yeah.
But he
He's trying
has
to protect
ulterior
her.
motives, and I get that
Yeah.
he really likes Rayna. He's wanted her for a long time. He's finally getting close to having her.
Yep.
But there's other things in his way, and as soon as she finds out that he's this backstabber, and even if it's not to her necessarily, it's hitting her.
Yeah.
And it's going to be bad news for Luke.
I just don't understand his logic, because I honestly do feel like he posted that video.
Yeah,
and
sure.
I just can't understand his logic of doing that, like thinking that that's going to help him get closer to her.
Well, because he thought it was going to make Deacon or Teddy look bad, and if you recall, as soon as they said everything on GMA, he's like, oh, she comes over, she's like, do you think? He's like, yeah, that definitely, what was the word? He was like, that definitely kind of lessened it, like that moved it, and then he goes out and punches the car.
Yeah.
He's upset that it like came off okay.
I think he thought, by posting it and causing this rip, that he would cause Deacon to go drink again, and then
Didn't
then he would,
happen.
and that's why he was
Blame that.
hoping and then I think that's why he wanted to
you're
go
right. That's
with
the
her
motive.
Yes,
so
of
badly
course.
too. So then he'd look as the hero helping Rayna while he's a drunken mess and be her protector. Oh, we knew he was bad. We just knew
shady dude.
Yeah.
Always been. Why does he want to know everything? He's always been in her business. And he found that out. He got upset about it. She took down the video. He knows it wasn't his son who doesn't have it was him. Obviously it was him.
Absolutely.
I thought he punched the car because the paparazzi was
Nope. Honey.
Luke!
Sorry.
Luke's not a good dude.
Yeah,
Bad
you're
dude.
so sweet. I'm sorry to burst
And
Do
your
you know
bubble
who
on
I
this
thought
one.
was going to call him out,
I was like,
though?
finally!
I
they're
thought
gonna see that
Tandy.
he's good.
There was at one point where I felt like Tandy was going to bring Rayna aside, because I think she asked Luke to leave. Can you give us a minute? And I was like, Tandy knows!
Well,
Tandy knows!
I feel like she's probably got some sort of inkling as to why is Luke at all of these things. Why does he feel that he needs to be here? I think she's one of those people, though, that I think will wait to see for sure at this point.
But he loves her.
see-
He wants to be there.
I think
He loves
just
her, but he's psycho.
Does he love her? I think it's more of like, I want you. It's my turn. I want to see if I can get you and pull you away from who we know she actually truly loves.
Well, and I think it's also a publicity stunt. I think he sees it as a good business thing to have them as a couple.
I think
he's not stupid.
I think it's the ego too. He's always about being, he's on the top of the male country now and stuff. And I think if he was then with Rayna too, they're the king and queen of country.
But it started when they were nothing, and he couldn't have her then. So it took him becoming the king of country to get the queen of country.
Yeah.
It's kind of sad. Dude's got issues, and
man.
he does.
I was kind of over Deacon and Rayna.
Not after
Who
that
are you?
conversation.
I know.
You've been gone for a few weeks, and you come back, and this is what you bring to the table.
She just said over Deacon
Oh
and
my
Rayna.
God, Luke! I don't know what
We
it
do
is.
need to talk about Deacon and Rayna, because did that not make you fall so much more in love with them, that conversation?
Well, yeah, and here's what I love about it
So
is because
real.
at the beginning, again, I was hating on Rayna. I'm like, this is why I'm so sick of her. It's like she never owns up to anything. She,
Because he finally said why.
Yes, and he said what we've all been saying forever. Like, okay, but to let it go on for so long and not telling them, and to hear him say that, like, I've been sober for that long, and why didn't you tell me then? And all the stuff that she robbed him of.
And she didn't own up
she
to
didn't
it. She
know.
kept making up kind of lame excuses.
Yeah.
Superficial excuses. But then it goes
Then
both
the
ways.
table turned, and it
It
yeah.
did. And
Yeah.
she
It's like,
made
oh.
very valid points that I
Yeah.
think any mother would. And I just loved the whole, I wanted to marry you. I cried myself. I
that
cried for
drove
a
me crazy.
year. I still wanted that. And he did. He ruined
Yeah.
it for them at that point in his life. And who knows what would have happened back then if he would have gotten sober from it. But how can you really risk that with your daughter at that point? I think
And we saw what happened when she did finally tell him he
She
drank.
brought that
so
up too. Lord.
obviously, if he
Yeah.
was less strong in his sobriety, it was gonna derail
But I don't
the same way.
think either of them won that argument or that conversation.
think it
I
was
just think it
win.
validated for
Yeah.
both of them. Like, we both made a mistake, but now we have to make this right. We have to do the best we can for Maddie.
Well,
that
I think
convers-
that's
yeah,
it's
go ahead.
better that way for me too, because I think that's what needed to happen.
was
It's like they
nobody's fault,
yeah,
yeah.
and they're both holding it against each other, but it finally is out on the table, confronted, and yeah, you can see. I think they finally both saw each other's point instead of just not talking about it and just like throwing out things here and there.
The whole point that we've been waiting on was that conversation that needed to be had. Of course, they both resent each other. Only makes sense, but at least they're open about it now. And there's like, you've got to ask those questions, and he has a right to ask them. He went on GMA, told everyone he's a drunk. Like, I don't know. They told the whole world. They told the whole world exactly why they did what they did.
Did anyone else think that he was gonna completely sabotage that whole thing?
For a second, I was like,
oh my gosh, don't do
well,
it.
when she was said, just tell the truth, he said, okay, I'll tell the truth.
Yeah.
That's when I thought, well, what's he going to say about Teddy? But he's so much better than Teddy, and so much better. You know what I mean? Like,
he's a good dude.
In the end, he's thinking about Maddie. He's not thinking about how I'm the dad, not Teddy, or, you know, like that's Teddy's MO.
Deacon is not threatened by Teddy at all. He just is angry. I think he just hates Teddy for like feeling threatened by him.
Right.
I think that's what gets him so wild up, because like it's like then you get in between me and my lifelong friend Rayna. You get in between me and my daughter, who I'm just trying to do right by. You know. Then you go and you sleep with my.
It's late night.
You go and you sleep with my girlfriend, my live-in girlfriend,
Who no one cares about.
Thank God she was gone.
But I like that he made Teddy tell Rayna, but I'm like, tell her already.
Yeah.
But see, that's another reason why Deacon is a man. He's the man. Like, you know what I mean?
But I did write down that I wish, like in that moment, Deacon did not need to be playing games.
He wasn't.
No, but he goes, go ask your husband. Just tell her.
I don't know.
I don't know. Because that's even prolonging it even more.
Well, because Teddy's the one that was in the wrong.
Yeah.
But I did like
I think he felt like it should come
he
from him.
needed to make Teddy say what he actually did to someone.
And I think it's good because, you know, she's always blaming, you know, Deacon for just running off and drinking or running off and doing whatever. And I think he was like kind of wanting, no, let Teddy own up to this so you can understand why I do some of the things that I do and why I'm out here and not listening to the news and getting away from everybody.
What an episode.
It was.
Wow.
It was so good.
I'm hot.
Fired up over all this.
I'm so bummed.
Oh, honey.
Oh,
she really liked paparazzi. She thought it was paparazzi.
I'm so naive.
But dude's sabotaging. He is sabotaging.
Every part of me wishes that he's gonna like be this amazing guy, and I'm gonna be like, ah.
Well, and we saw nothing of Jeff tonight either. So now that we know that Luke is a little sabotage,
we knew this all along.
Yeah. So now I think it'll be interesting to see
because he's getting on the plane. Where is he going?
I guess I'll save for predictions. Something like that.
Well, should we jump into that?
Yeah, let's do,
news and gossip.
Do some news and gossip.
AfterBuzz TV News.
You guys can catch the cast in concert. They're going first ever concert tour. They're going to Joe's Bar in Chicago. They're doing one in New York. They're doing 3 shows. You got Charles Eston, Deacon, Sam Palladio, Jonathan Jackson, Chris Carmack, Claire Bowen, and Will Chase, Luke. He will be at the NYC show, but it kicks off April 25th in Chicago. So it's the first ever. Like, this is a show going on tour now. I know.
Well, Glee did it.
But this is cool. This is like they're bringing it to you. What we see on the show, fans can really go check it out. In real.
I'm down to go.
Are they coming to LA?
No.
Too bad Hayden isn't touring with them.
Well, that would have been so
Connie
cool.
and Hayden, you know, they got to take a little break while they can.
Hayden has a wedding to plan.
That's true.
Well, speaking of Hayden's wedding,
I gave you that.
So she actually apparently is postponing the wedding date due to the Ukrainian political strife that's going on. And I didn't actually know this, but her future brother-in-law was in the presidential race in Ukraine, but he actually dropped out. So there's a lot of stuff going on there that's kind of pushing back, I think, the wedding date. I'm sure it'll happen soon enough. But you can catch Hayden and the rest of the cast on the TV special that's coming April 23rd called Nashville on the Record. They performed at the historic Ryman Auditorium. So that's where they filmed it. Real people from Nashville got to go and watch the cast. So they're getting out there, which is kind of fun.
I need to move to Nashville.
Best place ever. And who else is getting out there? Miss Connie Britton. Welcome her to Twitter. At Connie Britton. So first tweet was, "Hey y'all." Very fitting.
It's
so
Rayna.
And last news for Connie, she's actually been named the Goodwill Ambassador for the United Nations Development Program. So she'll be focusing on poverty eradication with an emphasis on women's issues.
Nice.
She's getting up there. She's one of 10 kind of celebrity UNDP representatives.
Nice.
So that's all I got for news and gossip.
All right, good stuff. So let's dive on into predictions.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
I just don't even know. So many.
The only one I'll throw out first is I do think what I started to say is I think that Luke and Jeff are going to team up to do some sort of big, I don't know who they're gonna get. Yeah, but I think they're gonna do some damage before the finale.
Is that where he's flying to right now?
Possibly.
I think going kind of piggybacking off of yours, I think he's going to continue to go after Deacon, not Rayna. And with Deacon kind of having like this album and trying to go solo, I think he might try to sabotage him either on his tour or something publicly, where either get him caught with alcohol. I don't know.
That's the thing, though. Luckily, Deacon said publicly exactly what he was trying to hide all along. So I don't know what Luke's kind of. But yes, I think something's going down on that tour, and I don't know what.
Maybe he might go after Maddie again.
Which is sick, though. It's sick. It's a child. Then again, he's never really cared that much about the kids. He's just trying to get with Rayna.
I can't wait till Rayna finds out that he posted. I just can't wait for that moment.
I just want to see Deacon go up and punch him in the face, really. Because he's so worried about his looks, and I'm like the king of kind. I just want Deacon to just sock him.
Gosh, predictions. What do you have?
I'm gonna go with Juliette and Charles are going to hook up, and then Avery's gonna find out, and she's gonna be like, "Oh, you think I care, or you don't? I thought you wouldn't care because you don't care about me." And then they're gonna hook up again and again, and then Avery's gonna try to save Scarlett.
Good one.
Yeah,
I agree with that one.
I think there's a Gunner Scarlett combo coming up in the future because I think Zoe's off to LA. I think we're about to see a little bit less of
maybe she'll come back and visit us.
Yeah,
that'd be nice.
I know, right? That's about all I have. We didn't see any of Will tonight, so Will and Layla, we're gonna have
their
to
honeymoon.
Right. I'm sure it's filled with great times.
Anything else?
I think that's it.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, where can they find you guys at?
You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Violet Kanian.
I am on Twitter at Whitney Lane Fern and my website, whitney-lane.com.
You guys can find me on Twitter and Instagram.
That's it.
At KeetinM33.
And I'm at JJ Jurgens everywhere, and at my blog, tomgirl.tv. Woo, it's late.
See you guys in 3 weeks.
We won't be here for 3 weeks, so have fun.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.
Thank you for watching AfterBuzz TV on YouTube. For more of your favorite after shows and interviews, subscribe to our channel here, and be sure to share your opinion on the episode in the comment section below here. We'd love to see what you guys are buzzing about. Thanks again. Buzz you later.